Your life doesn't change when you learn something new. It changes when you do something new. Sit with that for a second. Most people already know what they should be doing. They know they should exercise. They know they should read more. They know they should be working toward their goals. The problem was never knowledge, it's action. That's where dreams are won or lost. Ideas alone won't change your life. Plans alone won't change your life. Good intentions alone won't change your life. Only action does. Success isn't luck, and it isn't magic. It's hard work and discipline. Every successful person understands this. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait to feel motivated. They act. Some days they feel inspired. Some days they don't, but they move forward anyway. That's the difference. So let me ask you something. How many goals are still waiting for you? How many dreams have been put on hold? Not because you lack the talent, but because you delayed the action. A year from now, your life could look completely different. Not because of one giant decision, but because of small actions repeated every day. One extra page read, one extra workout finished, one extra hour spent on your future. Small actions, big results. The future doesn't get better through hope. It gets better through action. And here's the thing about action. It creates its own momentum. The hardest part is almost always starting. Once you begin, next step gets easier, then the next, and the next. But if you keep waiting, nothing moves. Your confidence doesn't grow. Your skills don't sharpen. Your dreams just sit there, exactly where you left them. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for certainty. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It rarely comes. Successful people learn to act despite the uncertainty, to move despite the fear, to begin before they feel ready. Because action is the cure for doubt, for procrastination, for regret. At the end of the day, you don't become successful because of what you know. You become successful because of what you do. Push yourself. Take action every day and watch your life start to shift. Your future isn't built by what you intend to do. It's built by what you actually do. Dreams aren't enough. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has goals. Everyone has some picture in their head of what their life could become. But dreams alone aren't enough. Goals alone aren't enough. Ideas alone aren't enough. A dream without action just stays a dream. And that's exactly where so many people get stuck. They spend years planning, years thinking, years waiting for motivation, for confidence, for the right time. But life doesn't reward intention. It rewards action. Success isn't something you wish for. It's something you work for. And here's a truth worth remembering. The person who takes imperfect action will always go further than the person who waits for perfect conditions. Because action creates movement, and movement creates progress. So ask yourself, what's the one thing you know you should be doing right now? Starting a project? Improving your health? Working on a dream you keep putting off? Deep down, you already know. The challenge was never knowing. It's doing. That's why you have to push yourself. Not occasionally, but every single day. Because success is built daily. It's a handful of simple disciplines. Practice consistently. Not when you feel motivated. Not when life is easy. Every day. Some days you'll feel excited. Other days you won't. Some mornings you'll wake up inspired. Others you'll wake up tired. But your future doesn't care about your mood. It responds to your actions. Without action, potential stays hidden. Talent goes unused. Dreams stay unfinished. But with action, everything starts to shift. Your skills sharpen, your confidence builds, your opportunities multiply, and slowly, you become the person you were meant to be. You don't need giant leaps every day. You need consistent steps, a few pages read, a workout completed, a task finished, a promise kept. Small actions, repeated daily, may not look powerful in the moment, but over time they change everything because consistency builds momentum, and momentum builds results. That's how successful people think. They don't rely on bursts of motivation, they rely on habits, on discipline, on daily action, and eventually, those small daily choices add up to something extraordinary. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start now with what you have right where you are, because action has a way of building its own confidence. The more you do, the more you believe, and the more you believe, the more you achieve. It all starts with one decision: to push yourself, to act, to keep moving forward, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Every day you take action, you get stronger. Every day you take action, you get more disciplined. Every day you take action, you move one step closer to your goals. Your dreams are waiting. Your future is waiting. Your potential is waiting. But none of it comes to life until you act. The trap of waiting: if you only work when you feel like it, you'll accomplish very little. Let's talk about one of the biggest traps in life: waiting. Waiting to feel motivated, waiting to feel confident, waiting for the perfect mood. And while you wait, life keeps moving. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass, And suddenly you look up and realize nothing has changed. Not because you lacked ability or opportunity, but because you kept waiting. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll do it when I feel ready, or I'm just not in the mood today? Those words sound harmless enough, but repeated often, they become a habit, and habits shape your future. The future doesn't get better by chance. It gets better through change, and change requires action, not emotion. Emotions are unpredictable. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Some you'll feel discouraged. That's normal. That's human. But if your actions depend entirely on your feelings, your progress will always be inconsistent, and inconsistent effort produces inconsistent results. Here's the truth. Successful people don't act because they feel good. They act because they've made a decision to stay committed, to stay disciplined, to keep moving, even when they don't feel like it. That's where growth actually happens. Discipline is simply the ability to do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Let that sink in. Your goals don't care about your mood. Your future doesn't care about your excuses. Your future responds to action. Picture a farmer. What if he only planted seeds when he felt inspired, or only worked the field when he was in a good mood? There'd be no harvest. Success works the same way. You do the work consistently, not emotionally. And here's something most people get backwards. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Most people think, I need motivation first. But successful people understand, I need action first. Once you begin, your energy builds, your focus sharpens, your momentum grows. The hardest part is almost always the first step. After that, it gets easier. Don't wait until you feel better. Act, and you'll start to feel better. That's how confidence gets built. That's how discipline gets built. That's how success gets built. One action, one day, one decision at a time. So stop asking yourself, do I feel like it today? Ask instead, is this important? If the answer is yes, do it, not because you're motivated, but because your future deserves it. The people who achieve great things aren't always the most talented. They're usually just the most consistent. They've learned that feelings come and go, but discipline stays. The power of small daily action success is a handful of simple disciplines practiced every day. Not once a month, not once a year, but every day. That's where success actually lives. In the small daily actions most people overlook. We tend to admire the big visible achievements, thriving business, a healthy body, a sharp mind, a meaningful life. From the outside, it all looks extraordinary. But what we don't see are the small actions behind it, the early mornings, the extra effort, the quiet discipline, the habits repeated again and again. That's the real secret. Most people underestimate what a single year can do because they underestimate the power of a single day. One day of reading, one day of exercise, one day of focused work. It might not feel like much, but repeat it tomorrow, and the next day, and the one after that, and something powerful starts to build. Momentum. Here's the paradox. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's exactly why small actions matter so much. Reading 10 pages is easy, but skipping them is just as easy. Taking a walk is easy, but so is staying on the couch. Spending 30 minutes on your goals is easy, but so is putting it off. And that's exactly where lives start to diverge. One person does the small thing. Another skips it. At first, there's barely any difference, but after weeks, months, years, that gap becomes enormous because success compounds. Just like money grows through interest, habits grow through repetition. Every positive choice adds something. Every disciplined decision builds something. Every productive day feeds the momentum, and eventually small actions turn into big results. Think about a tree. It doesn't grow tall in a single day, it grows slowly, quietly, day after day. Eventually, people admire its strength, never realizing that strength was being built long before anyone noticed. Life works the same way. So many people quit simply because they don't see instant results. They exercise for a week and stop. They read for a few days and stop. They work toward a goal for a month and give up because they expected an immediate reward. But success rewards consistency, not impatience. The biggest factor in your future is you, and the future version of yourself is being shaped right now by what you actually do today. Not by what you plan to do, not by what you hope to do, by what you do. Every day is a vote for the person you're becoming. Choose discipline and you vote for growth. Choose to learn and you vote for wisdom. Choose action and you vote for success. Enough of those votes and eventually they shape your identity. You become someone who follows through, who keeps promises, who gets results. Not because of one big moment, but because of thousands of small ones. So don't underestimate today's effort. Don't dismiss today's discipline. What feels small right now can become extraordinary later. Extraordinary lives aren't built through extraordinary actions. They're built through ordinary actions, done consistently. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Beating procrastination. Let's talk about something that quietly destroys dreams. Procrastination. Not failure. Not a lack of talent. Delay. Putting things off. Telling yourself, I'll start later. I'll do it tomorrow. I just need more time. And slowly, later turns into weeks. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And nothing changes. Not because you couldn't change, but because you never started. Success isn't built on intention. It's built on execution. Most people confuse thinking with doing, planning with progress, preparation with action. But thinking about success isn't success. Only action creates progress. Here's the truth. You will rarely feel fully ready. Rarely will everything feel perfect. Rarely will the timing feel exactly right. And if you wait for that moment, you might wait forever. Because readiness isn't something you feel. It's something you build. Through action. You don't become ready and then act. You act and then you become ready. That's the actual order of things. Action first, confidence after, clarity following behind. Procrastination flips that order. It tells you to wait until you feel better, until you know more, until the fear disappears. But fear never fully disappears. Doubt never fully disappears. Uncertainty never fully disappears. If you're waiting for perfect conditions, you'll never begin. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person was once uncertain. Every master was once inexperienced. But they started anyway, not because they felt ready, but because they decided to move. And movement changes everything. The moment you act, something shifts. Fear loses its grip, doubt shrinks, and confidence starts to grow, not before the action, but because of it. That's what makes procrastination so dangerous. It doesn't stop you all at once. It delays you slowly, one excuse at a time, one postponed task at a time, until the opportunity has quietly passed. A year from now, you'll wish you had started today. So don't negotiate with procrastination. Don't argue with it. Replace it with action, even imperfect action, even small action, even uncertain action. Because imperfect action is still progress. What are you really waiting for? The perfect time? The perfect mood? It may never arrive. But your life is happening right now, not tomorrow, not someday. So take the step. Do the work. Begin before you feel ready. Because readiness follows action, not the other way around. Every time you act despite the hesitation, you weaken procrastination and strengthen discipline. Until one day, you're no longer someone who delays. You're someone who does. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want right now. So choose wisely. Don't wait. Don't delay. Act before you feel ready. Becoming a person of action. Let's bring it all together. This is the final piece. Not just taking action, but becoming a person of action. Because there's a real difference between the two. One person acts occasionally. The other person embodies action. One waits for motivation. The other creates momentum. One hesitates. The other responds. And that difference changes everything. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming the right person. Your life isn't shaped only by what you do, but by who you're becoming while you do it. Become disciplined, and your results become disciplined. Become consistent, and your results become consistent. Become focused, and your life becomes focused. It always starts from within. A person of action doesn't wait. They move. They decide. They execute. Even when uncertain, even when afraid, even when it's uncomfortable, because they understand something powerful. Action creates identity. Every time you act, you're telling yourself, I'm someone who follows through. I'm someone who doesn't quit. I'm someone who gets things done. And the more you repeat that, the truer it becomes. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines repeated every day. That repetition is what shapes identity. Not the big rare moments, but the daily behavior. Everything you want, better health, better income, more confidence, a fuller life, depends on one thing, your ability to act consistently. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Without it, dreams stay dreams, plans stay plans, ideas stay ideas. But with it, everything begins to shift, slowly at first, then noticeably, then completely. Here's a truth many people miss. You don't need a new life. You need a new identity. And identity is built through action, not words, not wishes. Every time you push through, you get stronger. Every time you follow through, you grow more confident. Every time you act despite resistance, you grow more powerful. Until one day, pushing yourself won't even feel like pushing anymore, because action will simply be who you are. Your habits shape your future, so choose them carefully. Choose discipline over delay. Choose action over hesitation. Choose effort over excuses. Those choices are what will define your life. Transformation isn't a single event. It's a process, a daily, repeated discipline process. And it starts with one simple decision to act, not tomorrow, not later, now. Every moment you act, you move closer to who you're meant to become. Every moment you delay, you drift further away. So stop waiting for change, become the change. Stop hoping for success, become the person who creates it. Stop wishing for a better life, become the person who builds it. In the end, your life won't be defined by what you wanted. It will be defined by what you did. Become a person of action. Stay a person of action. Live as a person of action and everything else will follow. Act, persist, transform. Become who you were meant to be. Because your life changes the moment your actions do. Take everything you've just read and don't just understand it. Live it. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Thinking alone isn't enough. Planning alone isn't enough. Only action creates change. So push yourself, not once, but every day. Even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when progress feels slow. Keep going, keep moving, keep acting. Your future isn't built in one moment. It's built in thousands of small moments of discipline. The life you want is created by the actions you take today. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for certainty. Start now. And one day you'll look back and realize the moment you chose action was the moment everything began to change. Push yourself. Take action every day. Build the life you deserve.